to really just try and close off on that whole, doomsday thing. A lot of people are talking about 2012, the Mayan prophecies, what's going to happen in 2012. Now new researchers have come out and said it's not really 2012, it's 2011, and all this kind of stuff. Well, you've got to ask yourself, what did these Mayans know that we don't know? And clearly they knew a whole lot that we don't know. And unfortunately, the Catholic Church, the Pope, was responsible for destroying most of that information and that evidence, because it was very, very powerful. The Mayan calendar was absolutely precise, down to millions and millions of years astronomically into the past and into the future. They could track and the heavens and their calendar for millions of years in either direction. And we lost all that information and that knowledge. We have snippets of that we've managed to put back together from the few documents that were saved. But that was enough to show us that there was a wealth of knowledge and information that they were given by some very informed and advanced beings that gave them that knowledge and that information. We don't have that today. And that information tells us that every so many thousand years, the earth goes through a cycle and enters a new era. Whatever that era is, what those cycles are, we still don't know. But one of those cycles is now supposed to come to an end in 2012 and hail in a new era. That doesn't mean that the world's going to come to an end. Maybe it is going to come to an end. Who knows? But for my beliefs are that I think we're going to see the end of the world as we know it and the beginning of a new era where a lot of dramatic changes are going to occur. And dramatic changes on earth can only occur from outside intervention. The changes will not occur from within, because the powerful organizations on earth are too powerful and have a complete stranglehold on the human race as their slaves. They will not relinquish that kind of power and that kind of control unless they are forced to relinquish that control. Now you've got to ask yourself, where is this kind of intervention going to come from? What kind of event will make them lose control? What kind of event will force them to lose control? And I'll leave it up to you to figure out. It could be a meteor, it could be a comet, it could be a solar flare that melts down all the communication and the money markets. Now remember that a solar flare, everybody says, well, it will fix the stuff up in no time. Well, it's not that simple. Because just like in the stuff of the universe, that 90% of the universe is made up of dark matter, and we have no idea what that dark matter is. Just like that, in a solar flare, it's the invisible stuff that we don't understand that's going to cause the real damage. And going to take out the communication satellites and take out the world communication and money markets as we know it, not just for weeks or months, but possibly years. Now, if that happens, we are certainly going to enter a new era on planet Earth, where we remove the power from those that are enslaving us and give the power back to those who have other answers, alternative energy sources, alternative theories of how human society should cohabitate. And from there, I believe, will come and evolve and rise from the ashes a new era and a new civilization on planet Earth. That's pretty much a simplistic view of how I see it. And just finally, just to really throw the cat among the pigeons, is ask yourself the following questions. What do we really need? And this is what I call the concept of contributionism. It's not capitalism, it's not socialism, it's not communism, it's not fascism, it's nothing we've ever had on planet Earth. It's a whole new philosophy that is called contributionism. It's everybody working for the greater benefit of the whole, individuals contributing. Now, what do we need to survive as a species on planet Earth? We need food, we need shelter, we need health, we need entertainment, we need arts, we need clothing, we need all kinds of stuff. We need good food, we need nice houses, we need everything that you can think of. But there's one thing that we do not need, and it's the one thing that keeps us all enslaved. We do not need money. We need everything else, but we do not need money. You've got to understand this, and you've got to believe this. Money is just a tool that was introduced to the human race as the ultimate tool of enslavement. And look how well it's enslaved us for so many thousands of years. It is unbelievable that people work for money. They don't work for food, they work for money. People get up every morning because they want money. They don't need money. You don't need money, you need food and the things that I've already mentioned. So that's what I really like to leave you with. And the whole contributionist system that I've started to promote and research over the last 2 years revolves around this: a world without money, but even more importantly is a world without value. Because the moment you attach a value to something, you start creating a hierarchy and you start creating a barter system, and the barter system ultimately leads to trade, and he who has more to trade with will have more control. So you've got to eliminate that. We don't need money. We just all need to do a little bit, and the amount of abundance of everything for everyone is just so enormous that it actually boggles the mind, and it scares people. It actually does. When I've had discussions with groups of people and this comes up, they actually get rattled. They say, how dare you suggest you're going to take everything away that I've worked for so hard? They don't get it. And yet some people just get it instantly. They understand. And others are still, because we are so entrenched in this capitalistic way of growing up, and everything we do is just drenched in capitalistic principles. Well, what am I going to get if I do that? What do I get for that? What do I get for that? So it's interesting concept. Contributionism. Long live contributionism.